there indicates there's somebody in distress.
Yeah, that's correct. And it also gives the air crew a nice indication of where the winds are from now around the airfield. So there's lots of wind sucks, but out in the field's a pretty nice piece of gear to have.
So you would potentially drop smoke when you find out where your survivor is. You put down smoke just to get an idea what the winds are.
Yeah, that's affirmative, and plus it lets us know, it lets the survivor on the ground know, hey, we saw you, we're coming back around. And so they're coming around right now, they're setting up for the winds, and they're gonna pull into a hover directly over the survivor, and they're gonna quickly make a determination of what kind of insert they're gonna do. In this case, they're gonna repel the corpsman out, and he's gonna start tending to the patient quickly, do a quick assessment on him, hook up to him, and then we'll go from there.
Going into a hover, this is one of the most difficult things any aviator could ever do. It's like standing on a beach ball and rubbing your tummy and patting your head all at the same time.
Well, and especially when you have 20-knot winds, Rob. Now you can see that big old light that just came on the left side of the aircraft. That's called a night sun, and that thing's got about 12 million camel power coming out of there.
12 million camel? That
it will burn your skin, literally, if you're in front of it.
Well, we don't want to do that, but that's, it looks like our survivors down there, and what's going to happen now? You see, you've got a...
So, on the aircraft has to be pointing this direction because of the winds, but on the right side of the aircraft that you can't see right now is where all the excitement's taking place. You've got a crew chief who's the only one talking to the pilots right now. They can actually see the survivor. He's telling the corpsman that he's going down. So he's getting permission from the pilots. Now the corpsman's coming down.
Is that on that hoist?
Well, this is actually a rappel, so it's hooked around the hoist, but
I got it.
The corpsman's under his own power. He's just repelling.
Got it. So that's a for real. Though I see the two ropes there. So not using that 600-pound hoist, but he's still got to get himself. How's he going to get connected to the survivor?
So he's got a series of carabiners, and he's gonna hook those up to the survivor. We've got a special hoisting vest on him, simulating that he's got an aircrew vest. He's gonna hook up to that. And then you'll see here in just a minute, HM2 Seckler is the one who's on the deck, and he's going to give a signal to the aircraft that the survivor is good to be hoisted and that he's ready to be hoisted up into the air. So you'll see HM2 signal with his arms here in just a minute. He'll give like a big kind of, hey, we're coming up type of signal.
So they're going to pick them up right where they are and let them hang there underneath 100 feet down or 50 feet down?
Yeah, that's correct. He's just going to... You can see the aircraft's adjusting just slightly. If they're even a foot or two off when they pick HM2 Seckler up, it will put them into a swing, and that can put both of them in a really dangerous position.
Oh boy. So the coordination between your crew chief and the pilots is critical, isn't it?
That's absolutely correct. The pilots, in a real scenario, or in a real rescue, the pilots will actually never even see the patient.
What does that feel like under there? Do you know?
I have had a couple rides underneath there, and you know, as a pilot, it's a little disconcerting. I like to be in charge of the aircraft, not hanging underneath it.
The Huey has distinguished itself over the years. In Vietnam, as a utility helicopter, the UH-1 became known as the Huey. It was involved in all sorts of missions, one of which was search and rescue and dust off, bringing wounded soldiers back to the mobile hospitals.
Absolutely, and this aircraft that you're looking at today has actually been serving the Yuma community since about 1981. This exact aircraft.
So now, primarily, you serve in terms of search and rescue for military aviators, but you serve not only the base, but you do serve the entire community.
Absolutely. According to the National SAR plan, we're actually tasked on a not-to-interfere basis to assist with civilian rescues. So we're one of the few military units that can actually directly support civilian agencies without like an act of Congress or DISCA or anything like that.
Do I see somebody waving his hands under there?
He is. So what's happening is the corpsman is actually steering, he's basically using his hands and legs to steer himself in the air, because the corpsman can actually get into such a fast spin that it'll make the corpsman and the patient pass out from the centrifugal force.
So it would be like pulling G's, wouldn't it?
It can if an inexperienced corpsman, or if there's insufficient wind flow over the corpsman, he can get from the downwash of the helicopter, it can cause him to spin really, really fast. and it's a really dangerous situation to be in. So that's another reason why we have to practice so much.
Now, would they do this sort of thing and leave them hanging under until they take them someplace else, or what's the normal procedure with that?